Thanks so much for downloading the latest episode of The Ugly Truth. Today we're talking about subscriptions to streaming services. Plus, Paula's trying to plan a birthday party for her 14-year-old, and we talk boob suits and parasites. Plus, some odd, ugly, and awkward moments of the week. Thank you so much. ShopLipandClip.com. Enjoy the show.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you, from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie?
So, I had sex with him, but now he's better.
Paula?
Are you wearing lipstick? Get back in your room.
Uncensored as always, it's time for the Ugly Truth.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. This is episode 419. What?
Nothing. It was just a terrible one.
Well, no one's perfect.
I haven't had a good Ugg in a really long time.
Do we need to warm up our vocals before we start our show?
I don't know.
Whenever those big diva singers sing, you can see, like, when they open their mouths real wide, their tongues are, like, yellow because they've been sucking on some kind of weird honey lozenge.
Like lemon or tea. They're like, bumblebee, bumblebee, bumblebee.
Yeah, maybe we should start doing that. That way we have good operatic Uggs. I don't know. We're getting to the holiday season, which means we get to take some time off for ourselves. I'm kind of looking forward to it, which is why we're pushing through. I don't really have like a burnout when it comes to doing the show, because I absolutely love doing the show. It's like I almost get a little sad when we have vacation time, because I think of all the great things we could talk about and stuff.
Yeah.
We decided this last year. We absolutely have to take holidays off because it's just too much.
Yeah.
Plus, then we have a bunch of shit to talk about when we get back.
True.
So,
well, it's important to live life. And so
it really is. It is important to live life. So anyway, this week, Disney Plus came out. We got Disney Plus immediately. First of all, there's a week-long free trial. So the first week is free no matter what. And we already have ESPN Plus. So we're going to get the bundle with Hulu, because it's actually cheaper to buy the bundle at this point than to have all of them separate, obviously.
How much is it for both of them?
I think Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and then Hulu, I think it's like, if you pay for the full year, I think it's like $70. But if you pay by the month, it's like $7 or something. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's probably best if you got the bundle, since you have ESPN and you use ESPN Plus way more than we do.
And I think we pay for Hulu too.
Oh, then you should definitely get the bundle. Absolutely. You're saving money.
Our ESPN's already paid for, though.
Daryl and I were talking about this, and he said, okay, first of all, we need to go through and completely restructure our streaming and our cable and all that stuff. And what we really need is to slash our Xfinity program, because we're way bloated. Like, we don't need half the shit we have. There's only like 6 things that I really, really want. Everything else can go.
See, and I'm the opposite. I could keep Xfinity and get rid of everything else with the exception of ESPN Plus.
Yeah, but see, we use Netflix daily. And then there's only a few channels we use on Xfinity for the most part, because I love HBO. And then all those other little channels that are considered extra channels, like Food Network and FX and TBS and TNT and all those channels, and Cartoon Network and stuff. Mm-hmm. If those go to a streaming service, then we will totally cancel cable. But until they do, I want to watch Rick and Morty. I want to see, Bob's Burgers or whatever. So we have to, we have to keep those channels, and those are like not on basic. So you have to go like one level up. Plus, we get our internet through Xfinity.
We do too.
Yeah, so we'll never ever completely be.
And our alarm service is through them, and
us too. And so there's things, but we've never really even called to say we don't want anything anymore, because now Xfinity's gotten smart. You can't customize your programming online. You have to call and talk to a human being. Yeah. So now we have to do that. But anyway, with that said, we did get the Disney Plus streaming service, because every single Marvel and Star Wars thing ever known to man is on it. And Daryl is, the consummate Star Wars person.
Right.
So The Mandalorian is the new program that is on there exclusively. We watched the first episode, and of course, Daryl's completely in love with it. And there's a baby Yoda at the end of the first episode. So I, of course, was completely enthralled with the cute little baby Yoda. It's really cool. I didn't think I would think much of it, because it's just one more streaming service. But we love so much Disney stuff that we didn't realize, until you start looking at the menu of all the options. And I'm like, oh my God, we could watch Disney Plus for days and never get bored.
Yeah.
So we love it.
We heard about it, and Ryan's just like, oh yeah. He's like, then you can watch unlimited like Disney movies. I'm like, Ryan, we own every Disney movie. I'm like, and then I forgot what like his other little argument was. I mean, it wasn't strong. And so I'm just like, I'm not paying another $8 or $10 or whatever. Because I mean, we literally have like, let's see, Netflix, Amazon Prime, which we would have already had anyway, right? Hulu, ESPN Plus.
If you do the bundle, you're saving money because now you're paying individually for the two already. If you bundle it, I mean, you're saving money, no doubt.
And then we pay for the NFL Red Zone, and then
Red Zone is on, I believe, Amazon Prime now.
Is it?
I believe so. I'm not sure. See, that's the thing. And then I saw a tweet today and I shared it, and it said, when is someone going to just bundle all the streaming services and reinvent cable?
Well, isn't that what's going to end up happening? Is they're just going to be like, hey, I know, let's put all these bundles back into one like giant box that everyone can get. I'd be like, oh, you mean like cable?
Yeah, exactly.
Satellite?
That's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen.
Some millennial is going to think that they invented it, and then they're going to be like, and I'm like, you idiot.
It's called Comcast.
Jeez.
Whatever it was called before Comcast, I cannot remember. But here's the thing. Millennials are 40 years old. They are not exactly babies. They're not 20-something.
Those are old millennials. But oldest
still
millennials.
Yes.
No, they're not 40. Because I'm Gen X and I'm 40.
You are barely Gen X. You're like on the cusp of both.
Yeah, but I mean, millennials started in like 1983.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was like almost 5 years old, like younger than me.
According to Iconicast, a consumer research firm, the first millennials were born in 1978. Millennial was born between 77 and 94. Some are saying 76 to 90. Based on everything I'm reading, you are the most ancient of the millennials, but you are a millennial. Sorry.
I am not a millennial.
Okay. Well, you're putting personality on the age. It's not that. It's when you're born. There you go. Anyway, my point is that I think if you got Disney Plus, you would actually be saving yourself money because you have the bundle versus individually paying for each streaming service. Can't we just reinvent cable, please? So I can just have whatever I want and just be done with it?
Everyone says, I'm going to cut the cord, but how many people have actually really cut the cord? And that's the thing with cable is they're just like, yeah, go ahead. And they know that they're not going to.
Well, what's interesting is there was a time, I'd say 3 or 4 years ago, where cutting the cords generally saved you hundreds of dollars because you're like, I'm just going to have Apple TV and Amazon Prime and Netflix, and that's it. And you're paying $30 a month.
Right.
Instead of $300 when you had this big bloated package from your cable company. Now it's the same. It's literally the same. You either decide that you want individual custom programming or you're just going to pay for cable and you'll just have what they give you. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of, ordering off the menu or just eating at the buffet. Which would you choose? It's up to you.
And the price is usually about the same.
And I live with somebody who absolutely loves change, loves new, loves the next best thing when it comes to technology and television and media. So we're always going to have the latest of whatever. I am the only reason we did not cut the cord 4 years ago. And I'm like, I don't want to lose Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Okay. It's a summer program that I absolutely do not want to lose. Plus Game of Thrones, and HBO Go at the time did not exist. So we couldn't cut the cord. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
Well, I just don't want to I don't want to fuck around with, trying to search for everything or, having to go on the freaking Xbox One and, try and find my apps and search. I'm like, I just want to watch the fucking news. I mean, just put it on.
Right?
Where's Deidre Fitzpatrick? And just tell me what the traffic is, Melanie Slut Hunter. And
right. All right. So speaking of, because you're in such a good mood, I cannot wait to hear what you have to say about your son's birthday.
Okay. So I feel kind of funny about this because Ryan, Mr. Confident in his decisions, has changed his mind like 13,000 times as per usual as what he wants to do for his birthday. You have to dig with Ryan because he always has like an ulterior motive.
Oh.
Finally, I got out of him why he didn't want to do anything. He felt like that he knew financially, you know, we're not rich right now. And so he didn't want to put a strain on things. And I'm like, Ryan, that's not for you to worry about. So I'm like, we'll be fine. Then we talked about doing like the hotel birthday party thing, like inviting a couple of friends, doing the hotel thing. And so the more I talked about it, like started making reservations, talking about things to do, he was just so himmy and high about it. And he's like, yeah, I guess that sounds fun. But I'm like, you don't really seem super enthused about this. I'm like, if you're not crazy about this idea, I'd rather save myself a couple $100 and like not do this.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, he's like, why don't we just have everyone sleep over here? I'm like, great idea. So he's going to have a slumber party here. I said, well, I'll get invitations. And, you know, he's just like, invitations? And I'm like, everybody needs to know the information, right? And he's like, why can't I just like write it down on a piece of paper and give it to them? I'm like, well, they have to give it to their parents, Ryan. And I'm just like, he's like, oh, can I just text him? I'm like, again, this has to be given to their parents. And I said, you know, what do you want to do? Write it on a piece of paper and write dog poo on it? And then just like, you know, here, mom, you know, I just like, it'll probably just ended up crinkled in their backpack. And then the day before, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to go to a birthday party tomorrow. Well, we're going to your aunt's house in, you know, Eureka, so you can't go. And so then nobody will show up. So I may have gone a little overboard. I had custom invitations made. And
did you do that out of spite?
No, I had custom invitations made at Vistaprint. So they were like Star Wars themed. They were really cool. And so I gave it to him. He's like, wow, these are really cool. And so he handed them out to like the 3 friends he's inviting.
You made custom print invitations for 3 people?
Yeah.
That's so...
I got like 50% off, so it was like $6. So he handed it to his friends, and all his friends are like, wow, these are really cool, right? And so I'm like, were they being facetious? He's like, no, they thought they were really cool. And so the more I thought about it, though, that must have been awkward passing out invitations at the junior high school. So
yeah, it is.
Of course, one of his friends is Mormon, and so his parents said
he can't spend the night.
Yes, his parents says that they're not sure he can go because he has to be at church by 9:00 the next morning. And so Ryan says, well, what if we took him to church, or his parents could pick him up after church on Sunday? And I'm like, Ryan, honestly, I'm like, do you want him getting up at 8:00 on Sunday morning, getting ready for church, and then having his parents come pick him up? I'm like, why don't we just offer to bring him home a Saturday night at like 10:00 or something? And so he's just like, well, I already offered to, you know, bring him home Sunday morning. I'm like, no one's getting up at 8:00 on Sunday to take your friend home. I said, I'm not doing it.
Okay. As a veteran birthday party, slumber party parent, I will tell you that, especially in our area, a lot of... Mostly what happens is the onus is on them. The child usually has to get up and leave at 7:30, and the parents pick them up, and that's the end of it. I know. And that's the only way they can spend the night. I mean, it's happened every single time. There's never not someone who has to go to church with their family on Sunday. It's just, it is what it is. And so they go, you can spend the night, but understand, no matter how much sleep you're getting, I'm picking you up at 7:30 and you're going to church with the family. And that has been that protocol since we started throwing slumber parties.
But here's the thing is that I just feel like if they're waking up to getting up to leave, it's going to wake everybody else up. And then they're all just going to be awake by 7:30. And
so... they're not babies.
It's annoying. I know, but you know, I don't want anyone playing.
You are also acting like you need to be watching and lording over these 14-year-old boys.
Well, that's
you don't.
True.
They're going to be in his room. They're not going to be doing shit.
No, they're going to go straight. No, they're going to go straight into the living room. They're going to be playing Call of Duty at freaking 7:45 in the morning, and I don't want to deal with it. So,
well, I don't know why you're having a slumber party then. Because they never sleep. They don't sleep. They eat and drink and play video games, and that's literally all they do.
So here's the other thing is I'm trying to figure out, I've got to find a place for Olivia to go because I don't want her here. And so I just think, I don't know what will happen to her. Nothing's gonna happen be like, she'll be in overdrive with all these boys in this house. And so,
I was going to say, you're more worried about her annoying the friends.
Oh, she'll just want to be a part of everything. And so, because I mean, it's just so much boy, she'll I don't even know what she'll do. She'll probably come out wearing some dress or something. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you wearing lipstick? Get back in your room. You know, I can see her now coming out with like tights on or something, thinking that she's, you know, something special.
I am a veteran, and I know that he's your oldest and he's your first, so you're learning as you go. So this is the process. But I will say, at some point, you're going to have to just let it go and let him do what he wants and not try to it's hard when they're at this age because, you know, when they're little, it's super fun to, you know, have them pass out invitations and do the whole thing. And then suddenly, like, I don't even think we did one birthday party when Tyler turned 15 where we let him invite whoever he wanted, boys and girls.
I think I remember that party.
Yeah. And then actually what's funny is by 15 is when, if you're going to have a party, it's just, I mean, like you're doing this, but you know, a lot of people do co-ed parties by now, you know, but they also do the big to do where there's like decorations and there's things to do and there's, you know, and that's not the kind of parties your kids like. They like having a few friends to do minimal and then just be together and eat and have a good time.
Yeah.
But at some point, if you decide to have a party, especially if he's in high school, I mean, it's going to have to be like a party.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm always interested in what the next fashion trend is. And I noticed this trend actually a couple of months ago, but I didn't really think it was going to. I don't know why. I noticed it and I went, you know, because all of the celebrities that are doing this trend have zero breasts. They have no boobs whatsoever, except for Kim Kardashian. So the new trend for, you know, going out and about is the boob suit. And they call it that, but really what it is wearing a tailored blazer and pants, you know, a suit that a man would wear necessarily, but it's more feminine, with no shirt underneath or bra. So you're basically just wearing a jacket with nothing under it. But Kim Kardashian has invented new boob tape because, you know, her new line Skims is coming out. She's going to try to compete with Spanx. And so now she has this boob tape that you can wear that you basically, it looks like masking tape where you take your breast and you put it under at the bottom of your breast and you pull up and then tape up onto like the top, like right under your collarbone. And then you can wear these boob suits without your breast showing. Plus it's like double-sided, so it actually sticks to the suit. So you literally won't ever be exposed. And it's just like taped down so that you can wear this shirtless suit. And I was like, oh, I noticed like, who's the chick from, oh God, I really don't like her. The chick from Twilight.
Oh, Kristen Stewart.
I cannot stand her. I struggle with her so much. Whenever she's on Saturday Night Live, it's like they laugh at everything she does. I'm thinking, why? She's so fucking annoying. Like, I cannot deal with her for some reason.
She's going to be one of the new Charlie's Angels.
I know, and I don't get it. I'm not saying she's ugly or anything. I just find her so fucking annoying. She always looks like she needs to bathe. I just find her irritating. Like she's too cool for everything. I don't like it. But anyway, she wore boob suits, but she has no boobs. So I'm like, well, I
guess like a suit.
Yes. Yes. I guess, you know what? I guess that's the perks of being super skinny and having no fat on your body is you can wear boob suits. And then Kim Kardashian's like, well, actually, I like wearing boob suits too. And so I'm invented this tape. But there's no way I would ever do it.
So I just sent you an image. Is that the boob suit?
Let me see.
That looks like a boob tuxedo.
Yes, that's the boob suit. She's so pretty. I know you don't like her, but...
No, I don't like her, but I mean, she is pretty.
I just think she's so beautiful. I know a lot of it's cosmetic, but she's still pretty.
It doesn't surprise me about the tape because I did see a couple of years ago that she says, you don't understand what goes on underneath all these clothes. And she actually showed that she had created her own version of tape where she actually literally used like masking tape to like hold up her sides of her boobs.
Yeah.
To like push them together because at the time her boobs weren't as large as they are now, and maybe her boobs aren't that large altogether. Maybe she had a boob job. I don't really know what she did, but I mean they're large now.
Yes, they are.
They didn't used to be as big as they are now, so she made them look much larger by pushing them literally into the center. and using like masking tape. And it almost looked like a cast on the side. Well, she did do fashion for a long time before she got famous.
She did. But what I found fascinating is like, this is the kind of stuff that this is why people have this vision of, well, this is what I need to look like, because if she can look like that, anybody can look like that. But if you were to take off the pretty dress and look underneath, it would look ridiculous. They're body casted in Lycra and tape and glue and all that other stuff. It's insane what they do to these people to make them look the way they do on a carpet. I found it really interesting. I'm curious about the Skims thing. I'm really curious. Like, I can't wait to see, because I have a big ass. It'd be nice to be able to put something on and not have it roll up my cheeks on a dress, right?
I never even thought about wearing multiple. I mean, why would you wear multiple?
To keep any bulge from showing at all,
or like to give you more or something. I mean, maybe that's why sometimes her ass looks bigger, because she puts multiple layers.
Well, I think from what I can recall on that one specifically, she had like Spanx, and then she had a waist cincher one that went up under her boobs, and then she had some minimizer on her bra, and it was strapless. So it was like she basically built this custom Spanx outfit for this dress. It was really interesting. I mean, regardless of what it was for, it was just interesting to see the shit you go through to make something look perfect, to have it lay on you perfectly. And I'm like, see, this is why we all feel like slobs, because nobody ever does that. You know, nobody ever thinks to do that when you're going out on the town. Yeah, well, we do, but a lot of people don't. You just throw on a dress and go, well, best of luck to all of us. You know,
it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Whether you believe in evolution or God, the way our bodies are designed, everything in the world is designed accordingly to accommodate said body. But if our butt cheeks were horizontal instead of vertical, we'd have like a big pair of lips on our back.
Or like a hamburger or something like that.
Yeah, and then the whole world would be a different place. Like, our entire being would be different. Chairs would be different. Clothes would be different. Everything. It's so strange. Can you imagine porn? Like, how weird would that be?
Well, that's just the thing, though, is that it would only be weird if, like, somehow we evolved to have butt cheeks like that. But if we were, like, born with butt cheeks like that, then it wouldn't be weird.
I know, but I guess what I'm thinking is it's weird to think about. So it's like, what would that look like if that was our norm versus what we know now? Like, would we even, like, would we put our ass in the air differently? Would we even enhance it whatsoever? Like, and like you said, when you get old, would the top cheek start to sag and make going to the bathroom difficult? Like,
well, that's what I was saying. Because I mean, you would think it would just like drip down like a something.
Well, so they both would. They look like melted lips. It would be so weird.
Well, we know now why God created him the way he did.
Or we evolved that way, one or the other. Yeah.
Yes. Why the cells made the butt the way they did. That's so stupid. God.
I know. Anyway, I just thought that was really funny. Okay, so speaking of butts, I came across this last night and I wanted to tell you about it because I have heard about this before, but I hadn't really put any thought into it because I thought it was just a small portion of people, like the anti-vaxxing thing. This is kind of on that same level, but this is a little different because I think these people are legitimately, like, they need help, kind of. But there's this new thing on Facebook. There is a group of people or a segment of society who are sure that they are full of parasitic worms.
Okay.
And so there's these Facebook groups where people post pictures of their poo or of their children's poo, saying that there's worms in it. You can see them. And they literally are posting pictures of poop on these Facebook pages to get people to inspect, to see what kind of worms, how many worms, what can I do about it? And then how it gets dangerous is there are a few snake oil people who say, if you take this herbal remedy that I have, you will cleanse your body of parasites and worms. And it's causing people to have illness. I don't know if anyone's actually died, but there were some things like people would drink turpentine, or they would, excessive water intake, or all of this weird shit to try to cleanse their bodies. And they're like, and on top of everything else, you'll lose weight. And so it's mostly women, shockingly, that are doing this. But there's like a word for it. It's called, it used to be hypochondriac, and now it's cyberchondriac.
Cyberchondriac. Oh, like people who are constantly Googling their health issues.
Yeah, it's let's see, cyberchondriacs just know they must be sick. Researchers are unraveling the psychological reasons why some relentlessly self-diagnosing themselves online for hours a day. People with delusional parasitosis have an unshakable false belief that they are infested with insects, worms, mites, lice, fleas, or other organisms. Some people also believe the parasites have infested their home, their clothes. They often provide vivid descriptions of how the organisms enter their bodies via skin and other openings and move around.
It kind of sounds like a hallucination almost.
It really does.
I wonder if it's a form of like an OCD / schizophrenia.
I think it's OCD. I think it's and if you have OCD, you know that sometimes you'll focus on something and you can't let it go.
Yeah, but this almost sounds like if they almost feel like they can hear them or something like that, or feel them on their skin. That's almost like a borderline hallucination. And so,
I agree.
So if it's convincing them, if there's something in them that's convincing them that there is a legitimate like illness that they can hear or see or feel, that almost sounds like some kind of psychosis. You know what I mean?
Agreed. And so there was this one, it was called Huma worm, and it's shut down. The FDA, the government actually did a raid on this woman's house. She's in Mississippi. They raided her house because she had been warned by the FDA. I saw the letter. She was warned by the FDA in 2017 that what she was doing was illegal and that she could potentially kill somebody with her herbal remedies. And she was also doing it in an unsafe practice environment. She was literally building this shit in her shed on her property and sending it out to hundreds of people all over the place. And her remedy was causing heart irregularities, headaches, rashes, fevers, pain. And she was saying these symptoms are proof that the parasites are dying. And that it's working.
So she said those were like effects of them basically eradicating their bodies.
Yes, and that it was a good thing that they were feeling this because that meant the parasites were dying. And I'm like, this woman should be in jail. Like she should be in
these
prison.
People aren't doctors or specialists. They're just basically, certified internet doctors.
Taking advantage of people's fears is so immoral. I can't even. There's all levels.
I don't think they intentionally do it, though. I think they legitimately believe that
she may.
They have. And I'm not saying that people aren't smart enough to, understand what they read and kind of, get a general idea. Like me, I'm constantly watching those surgeries on Instagram. And so a lot of times we're like, guess the diagnosis. Well, if you've watched something long enough, you get a general idea of when you see something, what it probably is. And when I see something, I'm like, oh, that looks like the blah, blah, blah. Or, because there's just certain things that are routine. So I'm like, oh, that looks like a bad gallbladder or something like that. Right. But that doesn't mean I'm a certified surgeon to go and remove a gallbladder. It just means that if I'm looking at a video, I'm just like, yeah, that looks like a bad gallbladder. So there's a line, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Well, there was the biggest concern, and the reason this lady's site basically, it was shut down by the government. There's nothing left to it whatsoever. And they raided her home and removed all of her things that had to do with this product. She immediately wrote a book and self-published it for $40 and did a Kickstarter because she needed money to live because she was living on this whole thing. And I don't know if that's still happening or not. I couldn't find much information on it, which to me means that she literally was shut down. And of course, the paranoia of the government and Big Brother coming in and trying to eradicate this safe, they just want us to have all of the drugs and nothing natural. And it spirals, man. It goes crazy into this other paranoid world where now people think their computers and everything is hacked by the government because they want to subvert the FDA, and it was insane. And I was really saddened because I thought anti-vaxxer people were bad, but the problem is, and it's the same thing with anti-vaxxers actually, they're telling people their children have parasites. doing things to their children that are causing harm.
Wow.
And that's why they have ultimately shut this place down, because people are cleansing their babies. And this one woman was like, my baby had 50 worms in her diaper today. And then she would show the dirty diaper. And there's no worms. None. There's none. It's frightening that this is going on. And it's like, well, I mean, this is the seedy underbelly of online stuff.
So does this Facebook page still exist?
There are a couple. I couldn't get access to them because I didn't want to answer the questions. But their groups are small. There was one that was like 1,300, but the other one was like 75.
What's people. The 1,300 one?
It's like parasites in your health or something like that. It's really weird. It's not hard to find. If you Google it about, people paranoid about parasites, you'll see the article, and then you can find the lady, and then you can find the other Facebook groups, but they're trying really hard to shut it down because it's so dangerous. Yeah. And someone's going to die. And that's the thing. It's like when I saw the thing that it said, this is a judgment-free zone. So, if you have alternatives to cure yourself, like turpentine or alcohol, you won't be judged here. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm judging harshly, man. That's serious
crazy. Shit. Yeah, no pun intended.
I know.
Well, I'd like to see it, but I don't want to see a bunch of pictures of crap.
Well, and that's the thing, because I thought about it. I'm like, I should sick Paula on this and have her get in and infiltrate one of these Facebook groups, because I know you would get in.
The Huma Worm Parasite Removal and Natural Health Group. Yeah. It's got 33,000. But what's the Huma Worm? Is that only one type of worm?
The Huma Worm is the name of the company, and it actually was shut down. So the group might still exist, but the ability to get the product from this woman is gone.
Okay, there's another one that says parasites cause all disease.
That was the one I saw.
Let's see about that one. Parasites. I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing.
See, this is what happens when you have insomnia. So like 1:30 in the morning, I'm like,
you've had insomnia lately. What's up with you?
If you recall, when our mom went into the hospital and I was pretty focused, I only got emotional one time towards the end of her ICU stay. Other than that, I was pretty stoic and I was able to stay pretty focused on everything. And once she got home, the second she got home, I have been falling apart. Literally, I got a migraine. My awkward moment a few weeks ago, I bumped into somebody with my car, which I've never done in my life.
Yeah.
I literally have not been able to stop crying. I cry all the time. Oh. Like right now I'm feeling about it, and I'm like, am I going crazy? Like, what is happening? So I talked to mom about it, and she's like, you are so depleted right now. Like, you literally can't function. I'm like, I know. And so I really just it's called self-care, people. You've got to care for yourself at some point. And I'm so bad at it. I'm so bad at self-care because it feels so indulgent. But I am of no use to anybody if I'm this nuts. So I have to just shut down, stop, and take care of myself. That's all I can do, man.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy, and I hate it because I'm usually not this person.
Yeah.
But, and Daryl's like, okay, you really do need to take care of yourself. Because I can say that, I'll be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But now it's like shifted into a completely different realm. Yeah, and really. I'm like, I told you, though, I said that this happened actually. I haven't felt this depleted since Tyler was in the hospital when he was 14.
Yeah.
Like, this is how bad it got. And so I'm like, okay, I have to mom is fine. The kids are fine. Everything's good. Nothing bad is happening, but it's like, shit, I'm not good. I'm obviously functioning and I'm fine and I can do things, but it's like, I legit need to just step back, watch Disney Plus and just watch Rick and Morty and just chill for just a moment before I move on to, the next fun crisis, whatever that happens to be in life. All right. Well, I really don't even know what this show is about anymore, but we do have our ugly and awkward moments of the week. Have an ugly and awkward moment of the week.
Wait, is it Ugly or Ugly?
This is the Sunday show. It's Ugly.
Sunday show. Okay, let me think here. Let me think. I think I've been so sick. I haven't even had like a chance to think about anything.
That's all right.
No, I'm sorry. I don't.
That's all right.
Don't. I wish I did.
I barely have one as well. I still am having some weird interactions with insects lately, and I don't know what's going on. So for a week, there was a praying mantis that was sitting on a rose.
Still?
It was, well, we're all in agreement that it probably had an egg sac somewhere and it was guarding it.
Did it have an egg sac hanging out of its butt?
No.
like Olivia's little friend that they found at school?
No.
And she put in a fired Cheeto bag and took it home?
Yeah, no. This, we believe it was the female, and it was probably guarding the egg sac, and then finally it went away, which was, I was pleased because I had to walk by it every day, and I'm like, this thing's going to charge at me at some point if I continue this habit of walking by it.
Why don't you just like put a cup over it and like piece of paper and then like relocate it? It
was 3 inches long and it was on a rose bush. I'm not touching it. It's just going to be where it is. It's just
how could it not eat and just stay there?
I don't know the life cycle of praying mantises, but my guess is that it was, on the end of its line, and it was just its last thing is to protect the egg sac before it expires.
I wonder if that's why they turn brown.
I don't know, but it's creeping me out. And so last night I'm watching TV and it's dark in there. It's dark and I'm sitting on the couch. We're watching this really cool show on Disney Plus about Disneyland. And so we were watching it, and then out of nowhere, Daryl gets up to leave, and out of nowhere, this flying creature flies directly toward me and tries to hit me in the forehead. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, what? I go, a bug assaulted me in my own home again with the bugs. I can't take it. He started to laugh.
Oh my God. Okay. So I kind of have an awkward moment. I mean, it's not really awkward. I mean, it's probably more sad than anything else. But by the way, praying mantises live up to 1 year.
Oh no.
And praying mantis egg sacs will hatch within 3 to 10 weeks. If you wish to delay hatching, simply keep the egg sac in a refrigerator in a non-airtight container, then remove it 1 to 2 months before you want it to hatch.
None of that is happening in my life.
But anyways, so I don't remember when it was. I want to say it was like last week, but I was sleeping on the couch because I had just, I just don't sleep, and that's why I've been so surprised that you've been up late, because I'm just like, I'm always up until like 2 or 3. What's she doing up?
Yeah, I'm usually asleep by 1:30.
Yeah. And so in the morning after I drop the kids off at school, sometimes I'll come back and take like a little nap. And so I was laying there and Victor was home. And I don't know what happened, but I woke up and I was shouting at the top of my lungs.
Oh my God.
Not screaming, but like screaming at someone.
Wow.
And I remember opening my eyes and I was screaming right in Pablo's face, but he just kind of was like staring at me. And so maybe he's used to it. And so I just kind of like opened my eyes, but you can't really hear yourself right away, when you're doing it. So I didn't know how loud it was. But all I know is like Victor came running out. His pants were halfway down, halfway up, and he's holding his belt. He's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "You were just screaming bloody murder." And I'm just like, I was.
My God.
And I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I was in the bathroom." He's like, "I thought you were being attacked." And I'm just like, "No."
God.
I'm like, maybe I was in my dream. I don't know.
Crazy.
I have that problem sometimes where I've woken up before, like outright, like just screaming or yelling.
I don't know. I've woken up crying before, but not screaming.
No, I always wake up screaming.
Wow,
not screaming, yelling.
Yeah.
Yelling or shouting or, I don't know how to explain it, but I've read about that, and it's called like parasomnia or something like that.
Parasites. It's parasites, Paula.
It's not parasites. I do. I have the humbug or whatever.
Oh my God, the huma. You have the huma worm.
Yes. I have praying mantis egg sac in my brain.
Oh my God. So. That's funny. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, Daryl had a dream and it affected him profoundly all day until we went to bed. He's
Did
like,
he dream you were cheating on him?
Yeah, he goes, I had a really bad dream. And I go, well, what was it? He goes, it was bad. I don't want to talk about it. And I said, well, was I involved? He goes, yes. And I go, well, what was it? He's like, I came home from traveling and I walked into our room and you had bought separate beds. And I was like, you mean like 1950s movie style separate beds? And he said, yes. And I said, all right. He goes, and I remember I slunk to the floor and I said, don't you like me anymore? And then you were getting ready to answer. And I woke myself up because I didn't want to hear what you were going to say. And I went, I'm like, well, honey, I like you. And I go, and I'm never getting separate beds. I would never do that. I'm like, no, that's not something I would ever do. And he's like, but you like me, right? I'm like, yes, I like you. I do. I promise. I'm not getting separate beds. I would think you would know. He goes, yeah, I was reasoning that you would just leave before you would do that. And I'm like, yeah, I would. But he was so affected by it. Like all day he was affected. He was acting like a wounded animal. It was so weird how our dreams can affect us like that, though.
I wonder what made him think that.
I don't know. And I said, like I said earlier, I have not been my normal self for a couple of weeks. Like I've been under a lot of, the stress has really been affecting me. Mm-hmm. And so I think he might be feeling a little insecure. Like, is this our new normal? Is this just the way she's going to be? I'm not insane or anything. I'm just not, I'm not my normal self. And so he's been acting a little like concerned. Mm-hmm. And so I think, just
you
like with anything,
feeding off of your stress.
Yeah, and you start to worry that maybe you're the problem. I mean, we all do it. You start to worry like maybe I'm the one. Maybe this is my fault or whatever. And I just think that's what it was. I said, first of all, this is a physical manifestation. This is a person who needs to literally rest. That's all this is. I feel sane. I feel just really tired, like beyond needing to go to bed tired. And so, and I said, that's all this is. I go, I like you. I want to sleep in the same bed as you. So it's fine. So, I had sex with him and now he's better. So. All is well.
God.
I know. Little sweetie, though.
Oh, that's cute.
It is.
Yeah, no, I've never had a dream where I was angry at someone.
Oh, I have those dreams all the time.
You get angry at people because of your dreams?
Oh, no. But I definitely have had dreams where I wake up and I start interrogating Daryl about stuff because I figure my inner psyche is telling me something and I need to listen to it. So I'll say, so who are you talking to now? What is that? Where's your text? What texting is that? Who are, and I get paranoid. But yeah, it passes. It passes. Stupid. I swear to God. So dumb. Actually, when I get mad at people in my dreams, it's usually a female. It's never a man.
You know what? I used to do this thing. I haven't done it for a long time, but it used to be the kind of thing when I was arguing with someone and I'd be laying into them like hardcore.
Yes.
And then they'd start laughing at me and I'm like, what the fuck are you laughing at? And then I would look down and I had no shirt on. Like I was completely topless, no bra, no shirt, no nothing. And then I'm like, and then I would so run. Why does that happen?
I don't know. Well, it's, you know what? You're humbling yourself, basically.
I'm like, who walks around without a shirt on? That's
apparently so you do. God. All right. Well, I think that's all I have for today.
Yeah, me too. So visit uglytruth.com, click on the Amazon button. I've been doing like maintenance shopping. Like I needed like my hair oil. We remarkably ran out of like our Alka-Seltzer tabs and like Pepto and all that kind of stuff. We were gonna buy it from Walgreens, but when we compared the prices, it was like $4 more than from Amazon. Right? And since we have Prime shipping, it's only like 2 days, or actually one of them was just 1 day. So I'm like, we can go like a whole 1 or 2 days without Alka-Seltzer tabs and Pepto. So we're just ordering it from there. So you might check out the prices versus when you go to like Walgreens or CVS or something like that. It's probably cheaper. And same thing, like I like these particular pens that I write with. They're a lot cheaper than just the store. So that's basically what my order right now consists of, is just a lot of like hinky, silly stuff, but it's going to be a lot less expensive. And
you don't have to go out and see people.
Oh, God, I love that part. Yeah, because, the people at the pharmacy are always so Everyone's always buying something weird at the pharmacy.
Yeah, that's true.
So go to Amazon, do some shopping, then also go to lipandclip.com and do some shopping there as well. I am going to get caught up on my face makeup. I've got to do some anti-aging stuff because my skin is just getting no good. It's kind of getting like loose. And
on lipandclip.com, the line Anew, ANEW, has a face cream that's really, really good. Yeah. Oh, and I ordered some stuff and I got the new Chi thermal protectant in the spray.
One of our friends was saying that they actually use the heat stuff for
that's what this is. It's just in a spray now.
Yeah.
And we smelled it, and it smells amazing. Really, it's not super strong florally. It is a really clean, fragrant smell.
I'm going to check them out because I'm in the market for a new shampoo and conditioner. I've used Pantene Pro V for since I was 11.
Oh, you should definitely try it. Yeah.
Well, the reason why I'm looking for one is my hairdresser said that if you get a shampoo or conditioner that has that's sulfate free, then it helps your hair stay cleaner for longer.
Yes, this is sulfate and PABA free, all of their products.
Oh, good. So maybe I'll try that because I'm using the herbal essence, but I just don't feel like it's working as well. So
the Lip and Clip line of Chi products, it's super clean. And it's, there's it's not essential oils, but it's all clean, fragrant. There's a shampoo, a conditioner. There is a deep conditioner, I believe. And then there's the thermal protectant, which is what I buy. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I have to buy another one because it's already been taken from me. But anyway, it's the coolest thing ever. And Chi products are actually really good. And so I was happy to see this new exclusive line. So if you are in the market like you are, definitely go to lipandclip.com, put Chi, CHI in the search, and all of it will pop up. And it's all on sale right now. And I believe there's free shipping because of the holidays. So.
Chi. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I think that's all. So have a great Sunday. We'll see you on Wednesday. Have a good weekend. Bye. 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 Oh, sorry. I'm a bye.
Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.